everyone, welcome back to Tuckaway Pines. Today I am in the main crop garden and we are going to be putting this big bad boy to bed. Winter is around the corner and we need to tuck it in. Okay, so today is a big day for us. We're going to be putting our main crop garden to bed. Winter is around the corner. For the past week and a half, it has been just downpouring rain. All summer we were in a drought, and now we're getting all the rain here right in that transition period between fall and winter. So today is semi-decent as far as precipitation goes, and I figured it would be a perfect time to hurry up and get as much done out here as I possibly can, because we have some flurries coming over the weekend and temperatures are going to drop probably into the high 20s, very low 30s. So yeah, I want to get as much done out here as I possibly can so I don't freeze to death. Yeah, so you can kind of see behind me everything is pretty much cleared out. I got some cabbage left, might keep those in there for a little bit longer. They seem to be hanging out okay. And these are primarily for fresh eating. We have plenty of sauerkraut going on in the house, so that's going to be exciting. And if you haven't checked out our sauerkraut video, go check that out after you watch this, because I actually show you guys how we make our own sauerkraut. It's pretty exciting, very delicious too. So, but anyways, yeah, everything behind me, this was all, if you guys have been following along with us, this was all the broccoli. And then I had my tomato forest right over here. So all that got ripped out. I did harvest, you can kind of see my basket here. I had some radishes growing over here. I harvested those. I have some green onions. I harvested some. I kept some in there, just hopefully they'll hang out a little longer too. And that way we have some inside for fresh eating. And if we need more, there's some out here as well. But yeah, I've just been kind of scanning the garden, seeing what's still out here, what's still kind of growing and what really isn't. Got some broccolis and stuff over here. This was supposed to be my fall crop, but got a little delayed. So I don't know if I'm going to just rip it out or if I'm just going to let it go or what. But yeah, pretty much everything else in the garden is like pulled. I picked all our corn. So, and I'm going to have to show you guys what I did with the corn. It's pretty exciting. But anyway, picked the corn. I got some broccolis, fall broccolis growing there. Pretty much the same as the cabbages over here. So, kind of a little delayed, but. And then we also have some bulbed onions kind of growing around in the perimeter. So, I'm going to let those hang out until they're ready to be pulled. And then otherwise, I got some celery and a bunch of kale. The kale, I am still up to my ears in, so I'm just going to kind of let it do its thing out here, come out, harvest it if I need any more. But honestly, we're pretty much set. But I do have some luscious celery growing right next door, so I think I'm going to harvest that today as I get over this way. We do have some spinaches and lettuces and stuff. I've been slowly picking at it, you know, making fresh salads, but I might leave that there too, just to kind of see what it does as it gets colder. But yeah, that's pretty much everything as far as what's still left in the garden. So a little video update there for you as well. But yeah, and then actually that big tub is red potatoes I have to harvest as well. So that's pretty much the last of our potatoes. I do have our Jerusalem artichoke in a grow bag still going. It's very green still, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing until the greens die back. That's what I was told, so we'll just kind of watch it grow, watch it do its thing. So you can see over here everything is pretty much empty and open. I mean, yeah, you see some weeds and stuff. I'm not really gonna go overboard with pulling weeds right now, because actually what I'm gonna do to put my garden to bed, I know everyone has a little bit of a difference in opinion or process, what have you. Everyone's situation is different, but I have, because of how bad the weeds are this year, we had to weed it like several times, but we did like 2 really good weedings because we let it overgrow a little bit. But I'm gonna first lay down some compost. We have been making our own compost throughout the year, and I want to do a nice little compost layer on top of the soil here, and then I'm gonna get some weed fabric, like that garden fabric that you roll over so weeds don't come through. I'm gonna put that down over the compost layer, and then I have some wood chips that I'd like to mulch on top of that fabric to keep the fabric down but also hold in moisture and just keep the ground really warm. That's going to be like its little blanket to, you know, keep everything warm and all that nutrients in the soil for next season. So, and I would like to get into making, I have done it before, but since being here I really haven't. I want to get a system in place for making compost tea. So that way, I mean, I could always add a layer of compost on top of the mulch and stuff like that, but because I'm not thermal composting, I have weed seeds in my compost, and just to help keep down on the weeds that we have growing as much as I possibly can, I'm going to try and do a compost tea. That way I can still fertilize my plants, my soil, instead of planting new weeds every time I fertilize. So that's something I'm kind of working on. That's the idea. Hopefully it works out for me next season. But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna start rolling out some of the fabric over here in this like open stretch, and I'm gonna be doing this section by section because it's such a large garden and there's still certain things in here. But yes, I'm gonna be starting out over here with some compost. We're gonna do the fabric and then the mulch. Here we go. Okay, I got my 2 buckets full of compost. Now I'm just gonna dump them out and kind of spread it along this area here just behind the cabbage and just make sure it's a nice even spread. My netting, and then I'm gonna just kind of lay it out. Okay, so here is one of the rolls of landscaping netting that I'm going to be using. It's just a 3 foot wide by 50 foot long roll. Just your basic economy weed control landscaping fabric. Nothing crazy. It allows moisture to penetrate through, allows for air exchange, nutrients to come in and out, and should potentially hold back weeds. So hopefully this works. I know I have this full roll and then a little bit of this. It's the same stuff. I know I'm not going to have enough to do the entire garden today, but as long as I can do sections at a time, that's perfect. It's better than nothing. So I'm going to start off by running from this corner and then going this way. So here we go. I'm just going to toss this over there. I don't need that right now. Okay, so this is what I have done so far. I mean, I'm gonna need plenty more mulch, that's for dang sure. 2 buckets just barely covered that. It's a very thin layer. I'd like to go, in a perfect world, 2 to 3 inches, but if I can at least get a nice inch, that'll be perfect. That'll be good enough for me. I'll be happy. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of effort, a lot of chips. We'll have plenty of compost, I'll tell you that. I'm sure I'm gonna have to get more netting as I keep going in the garden here. But yeah, the chips, I'm gonna have to resource maybe a little extra because we weren't able to chip as much as we intended this season because of everything else going on. But we do have some that we could chip throughout the winter and maybe slowly add if need be, if possible, depending on the snow. You know, I gotta battle that big old snow. But yeah, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's what I'm gonna be doing here in the main crop garden. At least that's my fall winter project. Hopefully I can get it done before winter. But yeah, and we've been slowly doing that in like a lot of our like flower beds. We have a nice rock garden actually right next to our garden, and that was full of weeds. There was actually a couple trees growing out of there, like almost as tall as the shed, and we dug all the rocks out, pulled all the weeds, cut the little trees down, and we actually had some perennials in there that grew pretty big, so we divided them off and put some of that netting down, and just I composted, of course, but I put netting down and then we relaid all that rock. So it looks so much better, and hopefully it'll last for at least a good few years so we don't have to worry about it for a while. And we even did that in one of our front flower beds too, in the front yard. But there's still plenty more flower beds that we'll have to get to in the next year or so. I mean, it's not going to get all done overnight, or this year. So, but yeah, it's definitely a work in progress, and hopefully doing this now, or trying to get it done now, will save us a lot more time and energy in the long run as far as pulling weeds go and all that stuff. And it should hopefully allow our flowers and produce to grow so much better. So, but yes, this is what I'm doing in a nutshell. I'm going to be composting, laying down some netting, and then I'd like to go over it with a nice mulch. This is what we have so far as our wood chips. I've been thinking of resourcing some hay possibly. It might cover better. I really don't know how that would work though. I mean, if anyone out there uses hay for their mulching, for their like coverage, please let me know how that works as far as like weeds and warmth and nutrients and stuff like that, because I've only worked with wood chip mulch. So yeah, let me know how that goes. We even have some leaves in the yard. I was thinking of maybe raking that up and throwing it in here too. So just kind of have, at least so the ground is covered, you know, because that sun can really suck that nutrients out of the ground, especially during the winter time when everything is bare and exposed. So that's my primary goal, is when it all boils down to, is just keep that nutrients in the soil. So, but anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I know it wasn't super exciting, kind of quick gist of everything that I'm doing right now, but it is a lot of work and a lot to juggle. So I'm just gonna kind of show you the gist of it all. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have your gardens ready for bed, and if so, please let me know what you guys did. I'm really curious and to see how other people's processes are and how they do things on their homestead, because everyone's situation is different. But so don't forget to leave me a comment, and don't forget to like this video if you do, and also most importantly, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other fun homestead projects we do here. So alrighty guys, thank you again for watching. Have a great day. Bye.